It's patio time! Hi guys, my name's Crystal and welcome to Scully's Creations, where we do painting, DIYs, and thrift flips with the spicy goofy. Now, I've mainly been doing DIYs because that's just what I've been feeling lately. However, some painting and thrift flips are coming, just so you know. So it's summertime, and if you're anything like me, you are taking advantage of the outdoors and maybe doing a little bit of drinky drink with friends out there, because God knows I have. And anywho, if you didn't guess it by the title of this video, we are doing some patio DIYs, terracotta style. Terracotta has really been the vibe right now, and I'd like to bring a little bit of that vibe to your patio as I have for mine. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so for project 1, we are doing a terracotta cooler. So this cooler is a simple foam cooler that I actually got at Dollar Tree. The spray paint I purchased at Walmart, and the name of the color, which is the closest terracotta color I was able to find, is actually called burnt orange. So as you can see, the first step was to spray paint the entire foam cooler. I even spray painted it in the inside simply for aesthetic reasons. Then just let your cooler dry. Next up, we'll be adding some cotton rope, which I also purchased at the Dollar Tree. Here I'm simply measuring out how long I want my handles to be. And once I figured out how long I want my handles to be, all I do is cut the rope. I'll measure another one because obviously we're gonna have 2 handles. Now once I cut it, I noticed that there was some cotton strands in the ends, and I was afraid that when I hot glue it together it wouldn't adhere correctly. So what I did to fix that issue was added some tape on the ends to put everything together. So once you've completed that, yep, you guessed it, it's time to hot glue our cotton rope to the ends to make some handles. So in this next step, you're gonna see me add some Gorilla super glue to those edges. It's just for some extra security, but honestly I think what would work maybe a little bit better, or not necessarily better, but it would be easier for you, is to simply use the Gorilla hot glue sticks, because those are super strong. I just didn't have any on hand, so I just took the extra step to put some super glue on there, and then added a ton of hot glue to the edges, again just to secure it, because I mean I'm going to be putting some ice in here, some little drinks, and I want the handles to be super strong. And here you go guys, what was once a simple Dollar Tree cooler is now a spiced up terracotta cooler for your patio. And I'm just amazed at how cool this actually ended up being, with it being so simple and easy to make, guys. And not to mention, it was only a total of $7. So I love this. I hope you guys love it too. So up next is project number 2, which is going to be a terracotta lantern. I can't wait for you guys to see this. So what I have here is a clear base that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it doesn't look so white, but I promise you that is white paint. And next up is a bowl, because we're going to mix everything in there. We're going to add some texture to this, so we're going to add some baking soda to the paint. And I gotta say, this trick is awesome. I know it's been done before, but it just It's so cool. And well, of course, the brush that we're gonna be using. So this is me struggling to get the last bit of paint that I have in this bottle. But once I get that paint out, I'm gonna go ahead and put some baking soda in there. Now, how much baking soda you want to put in there, that's actually completely up to you. It depends on how thick or how much texture you want to show. If you want more texture, put more baking soda. I put more baking soda than I did paint. That I did for sure. And once I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and paint just the top. I'm not gonna worry about the bottom. You'll see why here in a bit. But again, I'm just gonna coat the top. I didn't have to put so many layers on this because it was a clear vase. So if you do find a vase at the Dollar Tree, try to make sure it's clear. It can be done with the other colors. I think they also have blue and green. Again, I've done it with the green. It's just a lot easier with the clear because you don't have to add that many layers. Now, once I've completely covered the top, I am gonna cover the very top, again, just to make sure it is super crisp and it looks intentional. I'm also going to cover the top edges. That way it looks completely intentional and crisp. I'm also going to cover the inside of the top because you might be able to see it just depending on the plant that you put in. But again, just so it looks aesthetically pleasing and intentional, just make sure whatever's visible is covered. Measurements. What I did is go down the middle of the vase and marked 5 inches. I did that on each side. Now the reason why we are doing this is we're going to make a terracotta line down the middle of the vase. You'll see. Next measurement is going to be the width. I'm going to make my markings on each side. 1.5 inches on the right, 1.5 inches on the left, and down the center is going to be exactly 1 inch. So here I'll show you in detail. 1.5 on each side, there, 1.5 on the other side, there, and then the middle is going to be 1 inch. So we are going to do the same thing on the bottom, however the measurements are going to be slightly different simply because the vase does go a bit slanted, so those measurements are going to be different. So for my measurements now, the first mark that I'm going to make from left to right is going to be 1 inch and 1/4. The next mark from left to right is going to be 1/2 inch. That will leave you with that center being even, so you'll have 1 inch and 1/4 on each side. Once I've done my marks, I'm going to draw a line straight down with my ruler. As you can see, the line is going to be a bit slanted because the vase is a bit slanted, so once it's completed, it will look center and even and straight. Once I've completed that, I'm going to use painter's tape for this next step. I'm going to cover the edges with the painter's tape, and I'm using painter's tape because it just works really well. I've used masking tape before and it just doesn't work as well. Painter's tape definitely gives you a crisper line. Once I've covered everything vertically, I'm going to cover everything horizontally with the painter's tape. Once I have everything covered, what I'm going to do is mix 2 different colors that I had. I had burnt red and orange. I added some baking soda to that. Now, if you don't have those colors, what you can do is add a little bit of brown, a little bit of red, and more orange in order to get that terracotta color that we are looking for. Again, I added some baking soda to that to give it some texture, just like I did with the white. So as you've seen, we are just covering up all of that center with the color that we've made. So once I have taken off all of the painter's tape, next up is some jute cord. Now I also got this jute cord from the Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is starting at the very base of it, and we are just going all around and working our way up. I'm using a hot glue gun. All I'm going to be doing is hot gluing the corners and keeping the jute cord extremely tight, so that way there's no loose jute cords. You want it to look, you know, nice and crisp, as I say. So just so you're aware, I'm only going to hot glue the jute cord all the way up until we hit that terracotta line. Then cut. And people, humans that are watching this video, look at this. This is our final result. I just gotta say, this is so freaking cute. This did take the longest to do just because of the jute cord. However, it's just, oh, so cute. I hope you like it. Project number 3, final project of this video. Let me know if you want more. Terracotta wine cooler. I found this silver plastic bucket at the Dollar Tree, as one does, and I thought it looked like a wine cooler, but I was like, well, we're doing terracotta stuff this week, so let's turn it into a terracotta wine cooler. So this is what we're doing. I'm spray painting it the same color, or using the same spray paint as I did for our first project. So the spray paint is going to be, again, that burnt orange color. I'm making sure that I'm covering it all, outside, inside, and inside mainly for aesthetic reasons. Next up is jute cord. I already had some from the previous project, and now I'm just continuing to use it. I'm going to hot glue it to the very top. Once I've hot glued 6 rows of the jute cord, I'm going to go ahead and make a cut and then continue with some macrame. I'll only be doing 2 rows of the macrame before I cut that, and then continue with the jute cord. I'll continue with 6 rows of the jute cord before I go ahead and cut that, and our project is complete. Lovelies, your terracotta wine cooler. I will definitely be having this out by the pool, or taking it out on the patio whenever my friends are over, and hopefully you guys enjoy and do it too. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I appreciate the time that it took for you to watch the video. And if you liked it, by all means, please, like, subscribe, all the things, because all of the things actually help my channel grow, and I really like to do this full time because this is just so much fun. I've really been enjoying doing this stuff for you guys, and yeah, it's been fun. So I'd love to continue, and with that being said, I just, have a good day. Yep, have a good day. Bye. Cooler, and my dog is barking. I mean whining. I can't freaking say terracotta right. Terracotta. Oh, I forgot I was doing